Hi, my name is Susanna Deves. This course I'm taking is called Principles of Public Health, Summer A 2017. Today's date, June 21st, 2017. The topic that was chosen was motor vehicle safety, reducing vehicle accidents in teenage drivers. The evidence-based program that the study was centered around was the Graduated Driving Licensing Program. The main goal of this program is to reduce the crash rate involving teenage drivers. The leading cause of death for 16 to 19-year-olds are motor vehicle accidents. Because of these shocking statistics, New York State started the Graduated Driving Licensing Program in 2003. This program allows beginner drivers to gain experience before they venture on the road alone. Young drivers are inexperienced and tend to take more risks when driving. There are 3 phases for the drivers to master before they can drive unsupervised. The first phase requires the driver to be supervised by a licensed driver over 21 years old for 6 months. The second phase allows the driver, without supervision, in low-risk conditions like daytime and less than 2 passengers. The last phase allows the driver to be unsupervised in any condition. The target population for the Graduated Driving Licensing Program, GDL, was 16 to 17-year-olds and 21 to 24-year-olds. Graduated Driving Licensing Program was started in 2003 in 55 New York counties. The study focused on drivers in those age groups who were in driving-related accidents. The group of 21 to 24-year-olds were used as the control group because they never experienced the Graduated Driving Licensing Program. The main goal of GDL is to reduce the rate of driving-related accidents and injuries. Distracted driving causes the individual to take their eyes and maybe even their hands off the wheel. Cell phones and passengers can cause major distractions to the driver. The GDL program is great because it teaches the young driver to focus on the road, not on the things around them. Because the young driver is focused while driving, they will gain experience and know what to do in tough situations. The GDL program was created to reduce the crash rate in teenage drivers. So what if the adult supervising the driver does not pay close attention? Will the adult supervising be enough influence to later help the driver make smart decisions? There are many factors that surround the target audience that could interfere with the effectiveness of this program. One of the main factors is distraction from technology. Technology is rapidly growing in society and becoming a huge distraction to drivers. It's extremely terrifying to be driving on the highway and have someone pass you on their cell phone and going 90 miles an hour. The Graduated Driving Licensing Program, the individual driving is a lot less likely to react to an unexpected situation when they are distracted. There are many other factors like speed, alcohol, and fatigue that could impact the effectiveness of the program. Any factor that causes the driver to take their attention off the road could cause a negative outcome. I truly believe this program incorporates the target population's diverse perspectives. These young drivers are not going to be happy when they have a parent or another adult in the car because it's not cool to be supervised when you're young. So maybe we could work with young drivers to incorporate some type of technology that would aid them in driving and get the adult out of the vehicle. I think that the developers of the Graduated Driving Licensing Program made this appealing because after 6 months of supervised driving, the driver can be on their own. Once the driver graduates from the initial phase, they can drive unsupervised and with a friend. I think it's a good compromise to ensure that the driver is capable of maneuvering the vehicle before they are allowed on the road alone. There's not one solution that's going to make everyone satisfied, but we can all work together. The Graduated Driving Licensing Program is looking out for everyone in the community. We want to make sure that drivers, pedestrians, bikers, and passengers are all safe. This change in the community should make people feel safe on the road and off the road. This program should really promote safe driving, no matter what age you are. Young drivers are targeted because of statistics, but unsafe driving occurs in every age group. Because health is so strongly affected by behavior, it is very important for public health advocates to understand what influences people to behave in healthy in unhealthy ways. The key players in the development of the graduating driving licensing program were from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or NHTSA, University of Iowa Public Policy Center, National Safety Council, Teen Driving Symposium, and many other individuals. The NHTSA provided a significant amount of data for this study. The comments and feedback from the people that attended the National Safety Council's Driving Symposium helped shape the manuscript. Teresa Lopes from the University of Iowa helped with the technical editing process. These folks all worked together to put their research and ideas into an informative article and program. The external stakeholders in this program are auto insurers and insurance associations. These stakeholders will be affected by this project. These external stakeholders are very important because they influence the long-term success of the program. A helpful resource for the community is the National Safety Council. The NSC is a non-profit organization that aims to prevent injuries on the road, in houses, and in the community. They provide statistics on vehicle crashes and tips for safe driving. Another significant resource is the Highway Traffic Safety Administration. The NHTSA sets standards for new cars to be able to be on the road. The NHTSA also collects statistics on vehicle-related deaths, perform vehicle crash testing, and also safe driving prevention. The graduated driving licensing program has been implemented because of the NHTSA, the American Insurance Association, National Association of Mutual Insurance Companies, and Property Casualty Owners Association of America providing the funding for the graduated driving licensing program. This is a nonprofit and educational program that promotes safe driving in America. If I was attempting to get a community to buy into the graduated driving licensing program, I would have many great points. The first point that I would touch upon would be that the car crashes are the leading cause of death in young drivers from age 4 to 34 years old. I hope for that fact alone, parents and guardians would want their child to go through a program that teaches and promotes safe driving. This program protects young drivers from hazardous situations and how to handle them. The GDL program can only limit the driver's exposure to general hazards, like providing guidelines. Another significant reason for the GDL program is that we could cut down on insurance rates. Drivers' insurance rates increase when they speed, not wearing seatbelts, and getting in accidents. So if we start educating children at a young age about safe driving, an abundance of money could be saved. Ethics can be defined as moral principles that tend to control a person's behavior. These morals can be influenced by society, culture, and even religion. Humans are born with a basic understanding of ethics. We tend to sense right from wrong most of the time, but just because we have a tendency to know right from wrong does not mean that we choose to do the righteous thing. For example, drivers are aware that drinking while intoxicated may harm others and themselves, but sometimes continue to do it anyways. There are some ethical concerns in the development of the graduated driving licensing program. One ethical concern I can think of is whether or not the individuals follow the rules of this program. The young drivers might still be distracted when driving due to technology or passengers. When the driver is distracted, they might have poor ability to anticipate and identify hazards. A concern I have with the delivery of the program is identifying young drivers as having inappropriate behavior, poor awareness, and risky behavior. I do agree that a large population of teenage drivers have these poor qualities, but what about the individuals that are safe drivers? It's not really fair to categorize as all young people as dangerous drivers. There could definitely be opponents to the graduated driving licensing program. The opponents could be the young people that have to go through this program. There are many reasons that the young drivers would be opposed. For example, drivers are not allowed to drive with passengers or operate a vehicle at night. Not riding with their friends or doing activities at night could cause some resistance to the program. Some parents might also be opposed to this program due to the fact that they might not have time to be in the car with the adolescent. Parents and guardians might also have other responsibilities, like other children, work, or even emergencies. If the young driver did not need a guardian in the car, it would free up more time for the parent. There are many social factors that contribute to the graduated driving licensing program. One social factor that could put teenage drivers in harm's way is risky behavior. Speeding and alcohol are great examples of why risky behavior puts the driver at risk. When you're young, it's cool to drive fast and not wear your seatbelt. Most teenagers know that this behavior is not acceptable, but they continue to risk their lives. In addition to these social factors, there are economical factors that play a role in this program. The high crash rates are causing the consumers and insurance companies a lot of money. This program was developed to save lives and money. Political factors contribute to the implementation of this program because it's a law in most states that young drivers go through the graduated driving licensing program. The federal government in many states have made a strong effort to reduce drinking and driving related crashes. There are numerous reasons that this program has been successful. Due to the fact that technology is rapidly evolving, this provides a major distraction to all drivers. Young drivers are particularly susceptible to the new technology like cell phones, navigation systems, and many other devices. The driver goes through this three-stage approach before a license can be obtained. The first stage is called the supervised learning period. This is when a young driver gets their learner's permit and has to be supervised by a parent and guardian when driving. The second stage is called the intermediate license. This is when the driver has their license and is unsupervised, but has driving restrictions for a certain amount of time. The last stage is called the full privilege license. This is when the driver has met their state's requirements and age. It is extremely beneficial to expose a young driver to driving for an extended period of time with and without a guardian present. The more practice and coaching the driver receives, the better off the young driver is going to be. The short-term effects of the graduated driving licensing program all depend on how receptive the driver is. If drivers take the time to learn and follow the rules, they are more apt to be safe on the road. In addition to the driver following the rules, their parent or guardian must reinforce these laws. These short-term effects could be a decreased crash and speed rate. The long-term effects of the graduated driving licensing program are dependent on the young driver. This young driver is completely on their own in their car. If the driver follows the rules and guidelines, this program can be tremendously successful. This program aims to reduce crash rate due to excessive speed, distraction, peer pressure, fatigue, technology, etc. If the young driver adheres to the guidelines, the long-term effects are very beneficial to the individual and family. Most states in the United States follow the graduated driving licensing program. Even though the programs and restrictions vary from state to state, they all have the same goal in mind. The graduated driving licensing program started in the 1990s and is still being upheld today. The overall goal of this program is for young drivers to safely gain driving experience before acquiring a license. All communities have the common goal to keep their members safe and physically and mentally sound.